swipes his wallet and bounces.
That's shitty.
I asked him if he had any cash, and he said no, it was just his credit cards and his ID. But then, Phil's all paranoid now that the guy's going to come rob him at his house or something, I was like, Phil, that's a bridge too far, what are the odds of that? I just feel like it's very slim, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just, you know what I mean? Don't you agree? If the odds is you're going to Phil's house, fucking rob him, it's pretty low.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get you to talk to me right now.
Why?
Because I'm gonna sit here and wait for 12 hours until,
Yeah, this is important.
I know it's important.
I don't know it's important.
All right, so I'm at work right now, and we've been here for, yeah, we're gonna do this. This is important. It's important to document this stuff. We've been here at this location for a couple years, and I think we're finally in the last phase of site improvements. And we're here right now, and they've completed demo on a section of the campus that had an old building on it. I want to say it was over 100. Was it over 100 years old, Jake?
Building was planted in 1915.
Over 100 years old. And so it's been a big hindrance to our mobility here because the kids have had sections of the campus that have been cordoned off, and it's just been a long nightmare. But the big boss man here has carried the torch the whole way and seen it through to fruition. And so we're going to talk about his struggles along the way and where we're at with the campus and what phases are left.
Is this podcast number one?
This is podcast number one.
Is that emergency podcast?
Podcast number one. So let me flip this around here, and Jake will describe for us where we're at.
Well, you got to steer the podcast.
Okay, so that's fine. Where we're at. Where are we at today? What's the current phase of the project?
We're finalizing phase 2 of our landscape today. So we've laid the first half of sod, the second half of sod will be laid during the remainder of the week, and the largest single portion of our landscape will be complete. And then today we're also finalizing the demo of the mentioned 115-year-old house, or I guess it would be 109 years old, as well as the demo of our swimming pool, and the demo of an old horse corral in the back of the parking lot. And all this will make room for expanded parking as well as a new modular building to be laid down.
So we've been here for 2 years. Why has it taken so long to get to where we're at today? Delays that were out of our control.
Well, hired the wrong project manager in the beginning, so when you don't have the right people, I would say what I've learned is that almost every contractor is slow. The only difference between a good contractor at this point and a bad contractor is the people who do it the right way and they don't cut corners and they treat you fair. And our first contractor was not only slow, but was cutting a lot of corners, left things unattended to, not really a meticulous thought pattern, and we had to part ways with them. So we got our new contractor, Papa Ron, Adam's favorite guy, and he's managing the project a lot better. Things are still moving a little bit slowly, just because permitting, architecture, things getting kicked back, kind of jumping through hoops, and then just normal contractor delays. But we made it. We're here.
And so what's next for them? So I want to go out on the campus here in a second so we can show everybody what's going on currently, but what's next for them?
So the next,
because this is the final phase, right?
we're pretty much in the final phase. So the things that will remain to be done after this, we'll have to grade all the demo area and get that ready for the rough ends of new utilities and foundations and all those things for the new building to be planted. Then we'll have to prepare for the grinding down of the existing asphalt, the repavement of the existing asphalt, and the pouring of new asphalt. Landscape will be done, pretty shortly here, and then after that, we'll have to stripe our new parking lot. We'll have to contract out for our next modular building, and that modular building will be craned in. And once that's planted, that'll be about all she wrote.
What kind of timeline are we looking at for the final modular building?
It's 6 to 8 months. So
okay, so we still got a little bit of ways to go.
probably talking somewhere between June and August.
And so when will the kids and the rest of the staff have access to, you know, the majority of what's being worked on right now?
February 1.
Okay.
So all the new landscaping will be accessible February 1. We have to let the sod take and it's got to root and settle down before we can walk on it.
All right, sounds pretty good. And I think everybody wants to know before we get up and take a look is like, is this standard AACA work outfit?
It's standard when you're on break.
Yeah, we're on break right now, so. God, Jake, is this pre-gym or post-gym?
This is pre-gym.
So we don't get the pump.
No pump.
We don't get the pump on camera. All right, let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at what's going on here.
You want me to walk with you?
Yeah, man, because you're going to have to explain things while... This is Twala here. This is the main guy. This is the office manager. T, say what up.
Hey, what's up? What's going on here?
How was your Christmas?
Oh man, it's fantastic, brother.
Yeah?
Fantastic time with the family. You know, now we're back at it.
You at the radio station too?
Oh yeah, no, constant. I'll be going there later on today.
All right.
It's always work.
Are you itching to get back to work, or are we still on like?
Oh no. I'm back at work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at work mode.
That sounds good. You gotta love it.
Can I hold the camera?
All right, so let's go take a look at what's going on here. Now I'm gonna hold it because I want to make sure that we're getting everything on camera. But we're gonna go take a look. All right, let's go take a look here. I'll walk through these front double doors. All right, so what do we got going on here?
So this isn't related to our big project, but you know, in any line of business you get problems that come up, so we just had to replace 300 feet of sewer line. We got our favorite plumber, shout out to JRO Routing and Plumbing. Jose took care of this. These guys dug this entire 300-foot trench by hand. They backfilled it by hand and they're compacting it by hand.
It's pretty remarkable. Will this pathway be good to go before next week when everybody comes back?
This will be good to go by Wednesday.
Nice.
So everything here will probably be backfilled probably today or tomorrow, and they're pouring concrete further down. That'll be good to walk on by Wednesday.
Can we walk this way and swing
That
around?
might be the strongest pound for pound in the country right here. This guy dug a 9-foot hole.
What's his
He's got that
3 feet deeper than he is. You know?
the sleeper strength.
Dad,
It took him about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
he dug that hole with hand.
He dug the hole by hand.
I don't know if
Well,
you
with a
see
shovel.
the other side of the hole, Adam, but this is a few feet deep. The one on the other side, again, this gets all the way down to 9 feet.
That's crazy.
Riley, don't step on this, please. You see the wet concrete, so we're gonna have to go around this guy.
Here, you walk. Let's walk this way, Brian.
Looks good. Looks really good. If you want to go out to the field, you have to go around to the field.
All right, we can do that. So this is where that old house was. 109 years old. Gone with the wind.
24 hours is all the way.
Look at those traps. Guy looks like Clark Kent.
I tell you who's going to be real happy is our neighbor Roger. He's been wanting this to be gone for a long time. Only about 2 days.
So this property once had equestrian use, and so there was like a barn slash tack room here that's been leveled. And here's the pool. Pool's gonna get filled in with all of the, I don't know if you guys can see it, maybe not quite yet,
What's
but all of the rubble from everything that was demoed will go in the pool. Pool will get filled. And this whole area will get paved and become a parking lot, which will expand parking for all of our staff and students. Well, not the students, they don't drive. Staff and parents, visitors. All right, so tell us about the landscaping.
Well, I went to school here 20 years ago, this whole thing was grass with maybe some hedge bushes behind the buildings and some trees behind some of these modular buildings. And when we took it over, it had been unoccupied without irrigation for no less than 2 years, and it just kind of turned into a weed-infested wilderness. So we flattened the whole thing out and turned it into dirt, removed some of the trees that were threats to the buildings, and it had been dirt up until I think it was July we started this project. So we started with grading this dirt and tilling it, getting rid of the gophers, and then we started the process of tying into existing irrigation that we had just built out for the front of the property, tying into our main. And then after our irrigation and drainage install, we got into some of the scaping with our DG pathways and our metal edging. And then we have some planter beds, and then we have some DG kind of tranquil, you can call them like sit and rest areas in the middle of this planted field. And then the outside that we're looking at, where you see all these flags, this is all going to be sod, and as we walk further in, you'll see the sod, and that'll be a really beautiful area for our kids, our students to play in. You know, they're playing here, and then we'll get some park bench style tables out in these center areas where we can do therapeutics, speech therapy or counseling.
And so the idea though is that this fescue in the middle will grow taller and create kind of a natural barrier.
Not only a natural barrier, but also a visual, like provide visual insulation. So when people want to go and be in a calm retreat where they want to do their, their therapy, or if they just want to,
They can walk right into the center here, and we'll have some benches out there.
right, exactly. Even if you just want to eat a nice lunch.
How you guys doing?
So they just laid down this sod.
Okay, look at
on
this sod
Saturday.
here.
It's real plush. This is what they call, it's the ballpark sod. They use this in the stadiums. And
I feel like I'm at Fenway here.
yeah, so this is a natural blend.
And so how long do we have to stay off this for?
This needs to be kept alone and unwalked on for at least a month.
This is the real deal
That's
stuff
why I
here.
said February 1.
I mean, look at that. I feel like I'm at the US Open.
This is a natural blend of different grasses which allow it to stay green year round, but it's a super resilient grass. And so it's perfect for when you have a lot of foot traffic, how we will.
What are we doing over here with these planter beds?
We got 6 raised planter beds, and the goal here is to grow different produce that our students can use.
Is this stuff irrigated, or is this going to have to be hand watered?
This is all irrigated already, and it was seeded with completely different soil in the field. All organic, no chemical additives of any kind. I mean, you can grow the finest produce out of here, ready to consume and eat, no pesticides. And it's all insulated from gophers, and then we'll enclose the outside of this with fencing as well before it's all done here.
Where is the irrigate? Like where?
It's underneath the soil line. It's all drip, so that's why you can see it's wet in
Yeah.
different areas. It's all drip irrigation.
And where's all this going to get controlled from?
So there's different valve boxes around here. I believe there's a valve box on the ground in the back of this area.
Is any of this digitally controlled?
I can control all of this digitally with our Rainbird.
Nice. I'm assuming the whole property is
The entire
connected.
property can be controlled digitally in terms of the valves with our Rainbird.
These are new swings.
But I got to talk to the IT guy because we got to get a new access point installed close to the Rainbird so we can get.
The IT guy. Who's the IT guy?
I think
That's
people
how we
are
got-
looking at.
That's the IT guy. The IT guy will take care of it. Riley, who's the IT guy?
I don't know.
That's me.
And so this whole property.
You're Captain Man.
I am Captain Man.
This
I
whole
can wear a lot of
property
hats.
was oddly built in that when you look around, you can see that we're below street grade. And I don't know if they can tell on the camera, but the entire property slopes to this back corner, and it was set that way before we got here. And so we did what the original property developers or owners did, which is we have a catch basin in this back corner that catches all of our drainage.
I think we can kind of see it over here,
Yeah,
right?
he's working on it right now, so you can see the enclosure for the catch basin. and that all gets pumped out to the street, which is how it was originally done. We've only updated it slightly in that instead of sheeting the water
Hold on.
off the surface, now we have actual drainage tied into this. How you doing?
And what are we doing? Is it? I'm sorry, Ryan.
This will all be sod.
Oh, this well?
Yeah, all this dirt that you see all the way down on the right side here too, all this will be sod.
And then I'm assuming there will be some sort of screen over that to protect from debris
there'll be a
and.
steel grate. There'll be a steel trap there, so you can't fall into it.
Well, I was just talking about more for debris, getting it clogged up and
Yeah.
stuff.
No, well, so this itself is not how the water's caught. You can't. It doesn't drain into there.
Well, we're talking about like on rainy days.
No water can drain directly into it.
Oh,
This
okay.
so that's what I was saying. That's how the old system was here, and it was problematic for the reason that you just said. Debris could eventually build up, and then you talk about your pump breaking down easily. All this water is fed through new drainage systems that we built. You can see a drain there, drain over on that side, drains all around. And even our drainage all the way in the center quad, it all comes out here.
Are the kids gonna have to wait till February 1 to use these swings? I'm assuming so.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there's no pathways that we can really provide access with. We could use the DG pathway, but we wouldn't have fencing narrow enough to make it realistic.
Riley's got the VIP first access.
All the swings are at different heights too, so kids of different heights can use them. The ones closer. For the
Oh yeah,
taller
look at
kids.
that.
The one on the back right is the lowest, so that's for the smallest kids.
I like that. Well, Jake, you've done a really good job here.
I think when you look at this sod here, these beautiful trees, that's what it sets in. You see the mountains in the background.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Jake. You did a good job. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a talk with the boss man and tour of the campus. Really proud of Jake for what he's done here and really proud of all the efforts that have gone in to bring it through to this point. We don't got too much longer to go, another month for campus to be able to enjoy all the new offerings. So anyway,